There as well. Okay, so we are back. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about foods for our mind. A bit of echo.
Echo will go. No, it's okay. Should be okay now.
Should be okay now. Okay, it's gone. So first you have to check what do you want to improve. You want to improve your mind or your wife's mind? Wife's. Because if your mind is improved, if the wife's mind is not improved, there is no use. You need good food there first. So basically, she's the one who will cook, right? How many of you like spicy food? All in. Bhumi, you too? Okay. So, so basically, your brain is the medas tissue, fat. Okay, but there are two kinds of fat. Now, many people ask, the big question that many people asked was, is the ghee good for, like what about cholesterol? So other day, this devotee who called me, because he was now diabetic, so his cholesterol went high. You know what raises your cholesterol? It is not ghee. What raises your cholesterol? Carbs, exactly. Just eating too much rice or wheat can raise your cholesterol. Did you know that? How many of you knew that? You knew? Still you ate rice? So that can raise your... So this devotee, he said, I'll send you my blood reports. He said, my cholesterol is like 300, 400 something. So I said, you're getting close to Brian Lara in cholesterol. Okay. So basically, carbs, whatever your body... So here's the thing, whenever you eat heavy carbs, it raises your insulin very high. Okay? Now that insulin, when it cannot work properly, it causes insulin resistance. So what does high insulin do? It stores that carb, converts that carb into fat. And that is the cholesterol. The problem here is it converts it into low class fat. So there is high class fat, right? Everything has a class, right? So if it is high class fat or low class fat. High class fat your body definitely needs. In fact, all your nerve communication takes place through myelin. And myelin is fat, is healthy fat. So you need good quality fat, and that good quality fat is in the ghee. Okay? So your ghee is one of the best, but that depends on the quality of the ghee. Okay? If the quality of the ghee is good, if the HDL is good, see what happens is, why do people get a plaque or blockage in the heart? So what happens is, this when you eat too much carbs, too much oils. Basically, oil was for outside. In Ayurveda, the best oil that is recommended is sesame oil. Tilasya iti tailaha. The word taila comes from til. So til oil is sesame oil is considered the actual taila. Taila means from sesame. Now everything is taila, right? By the way, did you know that canola oil, where did it originate from? Mexico. Okay. You know how did it start? So there were all these seeds lying around, rape seeds, right, everywhere. It's also called rapeseed oil. Now they needed some very cheap oil for during World War II for these tanks. It takes a lot of oil, tanks and military jeeps. So they needed a cheap source of oil. So they found this. Seeds are everywhere in Canada, Mexico, everywhere. So they converted it into oil. So they were basically used for industrial purposes. Now World War II is over. All these factories are there that produce so much oil. What should we do with this oil now? How do we sell it to the people? Let's make it edible. Okay? So what did they do? They learned a process called hydrogenation. So with hydrogenation, it made it edible and they refined it because it smells so bad. So they call it refined oil. We think some refining, but it's actually what it is. It removes the bad smell. Otherwise you will fall off due to the smell. Right? So they call it refined oil. People thought, oh, refined, something amazing. But it's nothing but hydrogenated refined oil. And then they learned how to refine anything. So now you can make an edible oil out of everything, although it is not edible. So this very fact explains why half the population is pre-diabetic. Very easy. You are eating what you should not eat. Right? For example, Haldiram. Should you eat it? Should you eat? No, right? Actually, they found a lot of pesticides. Right? In between there was a big controversy. All these Indian snacks. And it has to be because they make it in India and send it all the way to the US. How can they have every packet without worms? Right? What do you do to kill the worms? Pesticide. Right? Is it good for you? It's good for Haldiram. Right? Right? There will be no worms in his pocket. He'll have a lot of money. Because you are buying his snacks. Right? So the thing you can see how you are committing prajnaparad. One Mataji I was counseling, so she was into a fasting plan. So she said, moment she sees some snack at home, she feels like eating it. Do you feel the same? If you see a snack, you feel like eating or trying it out? How many? She said, Prabhuji, what to do? I said, don't buy. Very easy. Right? Let it be in the Indian store. Right? Out of sight, out of the stomach, not mind. Right? Out of sight, out of stomach. So if you avoid, if you don't have it at all, right? Because your hunger, as soon as you see the food, it increases more, correct? And they package it nicely. Outside it looks very beautiful, as though you are at a wedding. And everything looks very nice. But as soon as you eat it, say everything is good till you eat it, right? Once you eat, do you feel good? No. You feel you have to go somewhere and sleep. What happens to 3 times a day meditation then? Correct? So in Bhagavad Gita, there is 3 gunas, right? What are the 3 gunas? Good, bad and ugly, right? They are good, bad and ugly. What is the definition of Sattva guna? Goodness. Goodness what? Biscuit? No. Goodness. What is goodness? What is the definition of goodness? Huh? Sattvam lagu prakashakam. Lagu, you should feel light. Right? Lagu Guru, you know, right? Guru means heavy, not Guru Maharaj. That's what Guru is supposed to give you, heavy. Right? No meat eating, Right? No eating is too much, right? But no meat eating. Right? Oh, heavy instruction. So Guru means heavy. Sattvam lagu prakashakam. You should always be in prakasha. Not prakasha, maybe your neighbor, but that's not where you're supposed to be. Prakasha means knowledge. You are always feeling light. If you feel heavy, okay, that means you are in tama. Tamaha gurutvam. So tamas means guru. So after you eat, if you feel like sleeping, that means your body has gone into the state of Nevada, right? No, Arizona. No, it is tamas. So even when you eat, I was reading Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika he says, then also in the Bhagavad Gita, how much should you eat? In Ayurveda also it says, how much should you eat? Half stomach full. But how do you know it's half stomach? You don't have a scale here. Tung. Right? So how do you know it's half full? It is said you can eat as much as your first, वो डकार को क्या बोलते हैं इंग्लिश में? Burp. I forgot the English. Yeah, the first good burp that you get without irritating everyone. Right? That is where you stop. Okay? Huh? If it doesn't come, that means you have a problem. It says in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, also in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Bhujyate Shiva Samprityehi. Means you are eating for the satisfaction of the wife. No. You are eating for the satisfaction of the Lord in the stomach. Right? For His satisfaction. The problem is we forget Him. We forget He is there. Right? That is our problem. Right? Avidya. But if you eat half stomach full, then 1/4 water. But the problem with Indians is we eat so much sambar, you don't need water on top. Right? 1/4 for sambar, then 1/4 for air. 1/4 for air circulation. That is why you should not eat till the glut. In Christianity, gluttony is a sin because after that you can't breathe. Food doesn't digest, right? You need a good flow. So that is why if you overeat, okay, usually in marriages and festivals, everyone, like the worst thing that we do as Hare Krishnas is we fast whole day, like Janmashtami, right? And midnight feasting, right? Even Krishna is confused. Are they celebrating my birthday? Because the whole idea is not to feast. The idea is to remember. I was with one very good brahmachari, very nice devotee, and he fasted whole day. And then after fasting the whole day, so everyone is having that Ekadashi feast, some people have Dvadashi feast, some people have Trayodasi feast, everything. So everyone is there. So this devotee got 2 fruits, oranges, he cut it and he ate, that's all. I said, Prabhu, he said, do you understand you are not feasting? He said, feasting doesn't mean you have to eat so much. Feasting means that with that food, with how much you can remember the Lord easily, that is a feast. Right? We think feast means it has to be feast. Right? Lord is happy only when you eat eat 3 pizzas. Right? No, he said this much. Only to the satisfaction. I was amazed when he said. So, the real principle is, when you fast, to maintain the benefits of the fast, you have to eat only as much as needed to keep What is the sentence Prabhupada used? You have to eat as much as to keep. Anybody remembers? Huh? Body and soul together. Correct? So, for example, one devotee came, he was visiting from Houston, so he came to Las Vegas. And he's a ship sailor. So usually when you are sailing on the ship is always like this. So he was literally walking like that. Okay, I was like, what happened, Prabhu? Is it because of the ship? Then he said, no, my knees are a lot of pain. So he was literally walking like this. So I looked at his routine. I said, Prabhu, what? He says, from South India. South Indians, what do they have in the morning? Coffee, yeah, coffee. Then idli. Idli, dosa. Lunch? Dosa, rice, sambar. Dinner? Rice, dosa, idli, sambar. Dhyayanstu amstasya SS. 3 sandhya, 3 idlis. Okay. He said, Prabhu, if you eat carb. And I saw his stomach. He said, this is perfectly like like the earth globe. I told Prabhu, let's start an austerity. Okay? He said, can you stop at least idli and dosa for dinner? Like, I have a good wife, so she made me ginger tea. So I am a ginger tea. So I said, have ginger tea at night, okay, in the evening, instead of dinner. And after 1 month, he started walking straight. He showed me video from Houston. And all his knee pain went away. Oh my God, I did not know my dinner was causing so much heaviness. I said, see, dosa once a day is okay. Even dosa will become tired. How many times I have to digest for this fellow? Right? Once a day is fine. ये मेरा overuse क्यों कर रहे भाई? Right? See, that is why, for example, you go to a party, right? Somebody gives you gulab jamun. You can eat how many? How many can you eat? 2. At a time. You could eat 5, okay. So my daughter has become more South Indian now. So you can eat 2, you can eat maybe 3. Beyond that, will you enjoy it? The one who is feeding you will enjoy, look at that. Right? Just like during birthdays they put cake on your face. You don't enjoy it. The guy who put it might enjoy it. The cake doesn't enjoy it either. Right? So, where is the real enjoyment? So, when I started that 1 month fast, so one yoga teacher, he said, he also does 1 month fast. So I kind of took his inspiration. And he said, learn to enjoy the fast. It took me 1 hour to understand. How do you enjoy a fast? Do you enjoy fast? No. Do you enjoy fast? But aren't you supposed to enjoy the fast? So when we wake up on Ekadashi, you should feel, oh my God, thank God, I don't have to eat. How many say like this? Right? I don't have to eat. No need to cook, no need to eat. But that is the feeling you should develop. But instead, our feeling is, like I told you, my neighbor devotee. As soon as it's Ekadashi, he says, as soon as he wakes up, he feels hungry. Oh my God, I have to fast. Today I have to fast. So, we try to make it enjoyable with sabudana, right? What else? What else are there? Ekadashi. I am not keeping up with the latest dishes. Gauranga. Gauranga. Okay. Huh? Quinoa khichdi. Quinoa khichdi is still sabudana vada. Yeah. There is a pizza also, right? Ekadashi pizza. In fact, one devotee has set up a Ekadashi factory, like just for Ekadashi. Ekadashi pasta. Okay. So, all these dishes of Ekadashi come from which Shastra I don't know. They are not from Ayurveda. Okay. So, what happens is, it's not just the physical body. We have something called as prana. Right? So, from the physical body, there is prana. What foods? So, we'll go to the physical foods. The physical foods, your body needs essential proteins and essential fats. Right? Like I said. So, you need 3 to 4 spoons of ghee per day. Okay? See, you have come all the way in US, you are earning well, everything. What you also need is quality of food. Many people eat, for example, in our temple restaurant when I was in New Vrindavan. So the Govinda's restaurant, they used to keep one big oil bottle outside. Right? One big bottle like plastic. So Varshana Maharaj used to come pick it up. Once in 3-4 days or once in 2-3 days, and he used to use it to fill his gas tank because it runs on that hydrogenated oil. I saw it, I was shocked. So this is the oil used for diesel? What they cook? What is this oil? So that's when I realized soy oil, canola oil, all these oils are palm oil, they are as good as diesel. Imagine, will they keep good gut bacteria for you? So you need the only oils which is permitted in Ayurveda is sesame oil. Okay? Basically ghee. When Prabhupada came to America, what did he make his disciples do first? Make ghee first before Sunday feast. Remember this. And then cook in that ghee. Have you read Lilamrita? Prabhupada used to first teach them how to make ghee. They never used oil. Okay? In fact, Prabhupada, in the first set of books he wrote, before Prabhupada came to America, Prabhupada wrote a book called Gita Nagari. Article. Basically a series of articles called Gita Nagari. He envisioned once this Krishna consciousness movement takes shape in society, how the society will transform, where everybody will live based on the Bhagavad Gita. He said everybody will cook with ghee. He says because the Agni in the stomach is Lord Vishnu, and he can be only worshipped when you cook and eat in ghee. Prabhupada writes this. Cooking with oil is an insult to Lord Narayana. Because when you do yagya, what do you use? Right? We don't use coconut oil, right? Coconut oil yagya. Idam coconut oilaya swaha. Will the Lord accept it? No. You need ghee. So the Vaishwanara Agni in the stomach, the yagya is complete with the ghee only. And this is what Prabhupada writes. And he followed the same when he came to America. He made them cook in ghee. And in the beginning I did not realize this so much. Because we are used to cooking in oil. But then as I understood the gut bacteria, as I understood all these other properties and qualities, in fact your brain matter, in fact even pregnant women in Rajasthan and all that areas, pregnant women, they recover by eating quality ghee. Because once you have a childbirth, there is a lot of depletion. So you take quality ghee and you recover. So that is why we have that ghee, that is also Panchakola ghee for women to recover. So we have different varieties. So the gut bacteria, your digestion depends on your gut bacteria. Ham Vaishwanara. So Vaishwanara means your gut bacteria is good quality. The gut bacteria is built up with ghee. So next is prana. Your pranamaya kosha. right? Your air. So, prana means that which keeps your energy. How many of you can sustain your energy the whole day? Whole day. Right? So, prana is that energy. Now, the problem is there is no English equivalent of the word prana. In fact, I was debating with a doctor. He asked me to quantify prana. I said, okay, how do you quantify prana? Right? The problem is, he was asking me to quantify with something which he can relate to, but there is nothing which he can give me to actually quantify prana. Right? Because science, in modern science, you quantify with something you can measure. You can definitely measure prana. Like when my wife did her masters, one semester was completely dedicated to when you check the pulse, how do you measure the prana? The different levels of prana, pranic air disturbances. In fact, one devotee, she was measuring the pulse, and immediately she said, told him, you get angry very quickly, because he was laughing that day. But when he said, even he got very angry. How did you understand? He said, by your pulse. I said, wow. So, you can, but you need that subtle strength and training. Like pulse checking, it's not about an instrument. Although we have a blood pressure, machine, but the pulse checking to check the health of your organs is very special in Ayurveda. But prana, for example, we have 5 pranas, right? Pancha prana. Right? The air from here. In the Bhagavad Gita there is a verse, right? Apane jifati pranam pranapanam tatapare pranapane samah kartva pranayama parayanaha. 8th chapter he says. I was wondering what does it mean. So, from this part, the air goes upward, right? Prana. But from here, the air goes downward, right? Morning, you evacuate. So, that is called apana. Okay? Prana, apana. 2 directions. Then, samana. Samana is the air going in this direction. Did you know? The air in this, here it goes. That is samana. Aham Vaishwanara, that is samana vayu. That is the fire of digestion. He grinds your food. He is the fire of peristalsis. He grinds your food. He digests your food. Samana vayu. Okay? Prana, apana, samana. And then 4th one is udana. Right? Yeah. Vyana, next one. Udana. Udana is in the neck, which connects this part and this part. This is udana vayu. So when you want to float, what do you need? You need a neck, right? So with the neck, if you move it properly, you can float, correct? The neck is the balance. So this is the udana vayu. You are eating. How the food goes up and down. So that is all udana vata. Next is vyana. Vyana means the pressure around the whole body. Okay. Now in that verse, Krishna says, if you are able to balance the outgoing air and the incoming air, so that is when you do the pranayama, you are able to hold the air. I showed this yesterday. When you breathe in and when you balance and then you do the bandha and you lock the airs here. Pranapane samah kratva. Right? The left part of your brain and right part of your brain are, left part is logical, right? Correct? Before marriage. Right part is emotional. Activates after marriage, right? So, Left brain and right brain. They think in two different ways. Because whenever you make a decision, it is based on two things, logic and emotion. Correct? Can I buy this? I can't. But do I want it? I want. Can I take the risk? Can I push myself more? Right? And finally you agree. So you balance. Like a yogi holds a danda, Yoga danda. Have you seen? Okay, let's do something. Take out 2 fingers. Keep it below your nostrils. Okay. Are they the same? Okay. Are both the nostrils breathing equal? Okay, which nostril? Okay, how many of you are right nostril heavy right now? Okay, how many are left nostril heavy? Left nostril, okay, quite a bit. So left nostril means your lunch was a bit heavy. You guys ate too much. Overeating. Already black mark. Disqualified. Huh? No burping also. See, you missed the burp. You have become transcendental to burp. Okay. So basically every 4 to 6 hours your nostrils alternate. Okay. So right nostril is called Surya Nadi. Left nostril is called obviously Chandra Nadi. Right. So Surya Nadi, when your body is trying to activate, digest, okay, that is Surya Nadi. Right nostril is active. So mostly during the day, your right nostril is active. At night, when you are about to sleep, just check. Your left nostril is active. Even for example, when you do Garbhadana Samskara, right? My devotee friend wrote a book on Garbhadana Samskara. And he wrote very nice book at when you should have conceive the child and many different things. He said you should only conceive when you decide the time, it should be after evening and everything. Only when your right nostril is active. Because that time your body is, Surya is active, it is actively digesting and it is providing energy. When your left nostril is active, that means your body is trying to sleep. You cannot have a good, healthy child at that time. So when left nostril is active, like if you haven't slept well in the morning as soon as you wake up, usually left nostril is active because your body is still waking up. But even after 45 minutes after waking up, your left nostril is still active. So that means you have slept not enough or you have not recovered enough. That is why what do? The yogis, they keep a yoga danda. If right nostril is active, they keep it on the left. Then it balances. So when both nostrils are breathing equally, prana pane samakritva pranayama parayanaha. When your breathing is equal, when your brains, emotional and logical, both are balanced. Krishna explains. I was amazed to discover the meaning when Krishna said that. So when I do the Gayatri, for example, in the morning, I lock this abdomen, then when I hold the breath, I chant the full Gayatri. So this is locked, this is locked. So the air is trapped here, it heats up, and after a few cycles I find both my nostrils are breathing equally. So what happens at that time? That is the perfect time for meditation. But you can achieve the same by chanting Hare Krishna attentively. Bracket. But are we able to chant attentively? Right? Prabhupada explains in the Bhagavatam, when you research with the right words, you can still find Prabhupada writing in many places. Prabhupada said, you can purify the mind by chanting mantra or by pranayama. Prabhupada says that. I was amazed to find that Krishna says, of purifiers, I am the... Huh? Mantra, yes, but of purifiers, I am the wind. Because once my Guru Maharaj was, we were in a car, we were going somewhere, and then he took prasad, he washed his hand, and then he had to dry his hand. We did not have any extra cloth or paper or something, so we were in the car. So he put his hand outside the window. He said, Krishna will dry, of purifiers I am the wind. He said. So, that time I realized, of purifiers I am the wind. That wind is pranayama. Because you are taking many births, right? We took many births, right? Last life, you don't know. You might be born as your wife. This time you are born as the husband. Never know. Or last life you might be born in China. This life you are born somewhere. Like Prabhupada said, Ravi Shankar was born 7 times as a sitar player. And this life he attained Siddhi. But all the samskaras from all your previous lives are stored within you. Right? You know that famous story of Titikacharya? Anybody knows? No? So Madhvacharya, everybody knows Madhvacharya, right? So Madhvacharya from Udupi. So he took a Vrashabha Yatra. He took a bullock cart with his disciples all the way from Udupi to Badrinath. Imagine going in a bullock cart. So he went all the way from there to Badrinath. So when he was going along the way, they took 6 months maybe, right? If you go by bullock cart. So in that bullock cart, 6 months, he was continuously teaching his disciples. Sometimes disciples would fall asleep. They were also like you and me. Right? Like Radha Govind Maharaj said once, somebody was very stressed in his life and he hadn't slept for many months. So he brought him to Radha Govind Maharaj Katha. As soon as Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya started, he slept off. Right? As soon as you listen, you sleep off. So the disciples were also sleeping. But one person was listening throughout, without sleeping. Who is that? The bull. Okay? Have you seen that bull with the big horn, Indian bull? It's like huge. It's like 7 feet. So he was listening. So Madhvacharya reached Badrik Ashram, met Vyasadeva, wrote the commentary, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya. He also wrote so many commentaries, and then he came back after meeting Vyasa. And again, all the way back, the bull was listening. So next life, the bull was born as a soldier, like a village chief. Okay? And one day he was chasing a thief. He was chasing a thief. And he was very tired, like running the horse. The thief is running on the horse very fast. He got very tired. And then the thief ran through a river. And this bull, who was now this village chief, so he was on this horse and he entered the river. He told the horse to stop because he was very tired chasing the thief. And immediately he put his mouth into like he was holding the horse, he put his mouth into the river and started drinking that water just like a bull would do. Right? He started drinking. One Brahmana was standing there, opposite side. And he told him, "Oh, You still haven't forgotten your previous life, huh? That moment, he got a shock of his life. He got a shock of his life. He's like, what? Last life? Suddenly he remembered. It was not just that. As he came out of the river, he gave up all his clothes and he took sannyas. Because he remembered all the teachings of Madhvacharya. Everything he remembered. And then he wrote commentaries, he wrote the Tika, and that's why his name became Titikacharya. As a bull he heard. But where is the memory stored? It's in your physical brain or your subtle body? Subtle body. Prana. The mind. So that is why when you go into the next body, you still carry from this life all your credit cards. All your impressions, mental impressions. Okay? Everything goes into the next body. So that is why every kid is born with a unique habit. Some things come from the father and mother, but some things don't come from father and mother. Sometimes they say, me and you are not like this. How did you ever? What is wrong with the guy? Right? Where did he learn? Right? That comes from his own. Right? Good or bad karma he has done his previous life. So he is a combination. Right? Me, you and his own. Right? So that gives you the example that memory, the physical brain is the connection. Of course, brain damage stops the physical, but in the mind it's there. You may not remember, but all the memories and expressions are there. So that is why the mind, that is why milk and ghee, there were 3 foods, one devotee told me, that touch the soul directly. Can anybody tell? Now very easy. Right. One is ghee, for sure. Second is charanamrita. Third is food for the soul. The holy name. They touch the soul directly. Only 3 things. One is holy name, ghee, charanamrit. So that is why in every day we should take charanamrit. And we should take ghee. Our ghee. Because it touches the soul directly. Krishna has made it in such a way. That is why Prabhupada says, the most important food needed for the mankind, Prabhupada has put them in the udder of the cow. Isn't it amazing? So, the food, the prana for the mind. So the herbs, there are 2 important herbs for the mind. So one is Brahmi, second is Ashwagandha. Okay? So Ashwagandha, these two are very important for building up the brain power as well. Medhya Rasayana, correct. The word is called Medhya Rasayana. Medhya means to build up the brain power. Okay? Then the mind, then the intelligence, buddhi. Okay? So to purify buddhi, one needs to give up bad tendencies. So one needs to purify, one needs to build up kapha. Okay? So one needs to always, in the Bhagavad Gita, what is the type of food one needs to have? Satvik. How is it defined? Krishna uses a word. Juicy. Right? What else? There is one word Yeah. But the kind of food we should eat, if you read the Bhagavatam, when they describe Sutta Goswami, bruyuhu snigdasya. Snigdha. You know what meaning of snigdha? Snigdha means when you cook rice, that softness, it slips in the hand, right? That softness. That is called snigdha. Right? So your food should be, the English word is unctuous. Unctuous. The food should not be rough. So in the 17th chapter, let me see if I can pull up that verse. Just give me 1 second. So, what happens with the quality of food that you eat? If you eat rough foods, what happens to your body? Or dry foods? Like, for example, you should have a mix of cooked food and little bit dry food. For example, in America, they eat a lot of dry foods, right? Like, for example, they just grill the meat and add salad, right? When you eat too much dry, like for example, your snacks, you eat too much fried and dried snacks, what happens to your body? It also becomes dry. And when your organs become very dry, it increases the vata. Right? What are the symptoms of vata? Aches and pains. If you get minor aches and pains here and there, now and there. Sleeplessness. How many of you are light sleepers here? Means you wake up very quickly. Any sound you wake up. Right? When you wake up, how many of you feel fresh fully? Fresh. How many of you don't feel fully fresh? Raise fully, like you're like half fresh. I'm kind of fresh. Refresh. Okay. So basically, when you wake up, if you haven't slept deep enough, your body hasn't been rejuvenated. So that is all vata. All the movement, activities, they are all vata. The problem with eating too much dry foods is finally your mobility goes away. Right? Your mobility, motility, everything gets affected. So that is why Krishna says, eat susnigdha madhurahara. Madhura. Now here is one thing. Madhura doesn't mean sweet. Okay? Madhurahara doesn't mean don't add extra chili. When you cook vegetables also, they have natural taste. So what happens if you add too much masala?
The rasa of the particular ingredient, they diminish that quality of sattva, and all you get is rajasic spices.
Correct? You go to Indian restaurants, they serve you 3-day-old food, first of all. Right? Like I was in New Jersey once, and New Jersey, I was staying in one devotee's house, and that devotee told me, he went to an Indian restaurant, and he went to a wholesale vegetable market. So that vegetable market guy was telling this devotee, do you eat at Indian restaurants? He said, sometimes. Why? Because they always buy the vegetables which are about to go bad at half the price. Every Indian restaurant. And it's always cooked food is recycled, right? Just add little more oil and spices and it feels fresh, right? When it's hot. So basically, when you go to a hotel, remember one thing, that nobody is cooking for your health. Do you think he is concerned about your health? Right? He is only concerned about the temporary tastes. So the best thing is if you can cook yourself. Right? Cook at home. I found one devotee who cooked once a week. Anybody here like that? Huh? They'll cook for once a week. That pot size I never saw in my life. It's a weekly pot. Every day they would heat up and eat. Once a week to cook. Anybody does that plan? No. How many of you cook every day? Most of you? Men also cook? Wonderful. Alright. So now, prana, mana, buddhi. Okay? Now in Ayurveda it says, to strengthen the buddhi, what is the best way to strengthen your buddhi? Good thoughts, yes, but how do you get good thoughts? Correct. Sattvic food, I agree. What do you mean activities? What activities?
Waking up early, taking good sattvic, all mind, whatever activities.
Right. Wearing fresh clothes. Taking, so in college we used to recycle the clothes, right? College life, everybody. Taking shower. How many take shower thrice a day here? Anybody? Oh, there are. Oh, wow, wonderful. But you should do at least, Prabhupada said minimum once a day. Twice is good, because these people used to do once a week. So once a day at least. Take a shower. Twice a day is good. But my grandmother started calling me a frog because there's so much water. You're walking around like a frog. So I stopped that. But then it's actually a good habit to do at least twice a day. So sattva. Sattvam lagu prakashakam. You should always feel light. Next is buddhi. Another thing is avoid bad habits. Any kind of bad habits. You know the most important thing that destroys buddhi among Vaishnavas? Huh? Costco? What is it? Prajalpa. Okay, close. Prakrishta rupena jalpa. Actually, one of my friend's name was Jalpa. So, we used to chat a lot. So, is criticism. When you criticize. Sarcasm. When you criticize people unnecessarily. When you criticize somebody, you get a free offer. You know what is it? You get 50% of their bad karma. For free. Right? So one Gaur Krishna Maharaj was doing one beautiful katha. He said, in Hindi, he said, I loved his katha. If you listen to his Srimad Bhagavad Katha in ISKCON Desire Tree, 48 lectures, entire Bhagavatam. जो कुकर्म करता है उसको तो सजा मिलती है, लेकिन वो जो कुकर्म हर किसी को बताता है उसको भी सजा मिलती है. So if you glorify somebody's bad activities, if you tell, you know, so avoid. So use your tongue. What is the austerity of the tongue? Holy name, yes. To speak what is beneficial for others. That is very difficult. Even if you don't like somebody, but still to speak beneficial of others is good for you. Although you don't like. So, some of these principles are there in both, like we said, Atyahara, Prayasascha, all these different principles are there in Yoga and Ayurveda. So if you follow them very sincerely, like for example, but you have to follow what Krishna says. You cannot do what he does. Like early morning, 5 a.m., Krishna ate sweets. Mangal Bhog. How many of us can eat sweets in the morning? Oh no, you are a kid. I mean, we are talking about people of our age. If you eat sweets, you can't go to office, right? You will sleep after that. Maybe later on in the day you can eat once. So, basically, if we, like Krishna says, two important words in the Bhagavad Gita. How you can conquer the mind. Krishna says, what are the two things that with which you can conquer the mind? Correct. And in the Yoga Sutras it says, Abhyasa Vairagyam tan nirodha. How you can control the turnings of the mind? Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam. Right? What is the definition of Abhyasa? Practice. What is the definition? Doing same thing again and again. You fight with your wife every day. That is Abhyasa. Huh? Abhyasa means Tatra sthitha yatno abhyasaha. You are right. That which is determined by the Guru, by the teacher, that which is good for you, if you practice it knowingly to perfection, that is practice. Amazing, no? So, Yoga Sutras, you find this definition. What is Vairagya? Definition? Detachment. What do you mean? How do you define detachment? To not expect anything. See, once you order on Amazon, you should expect. You can't be detached from that. It will deliver. Knowing what is bad. So if you think husband is bad, we have to detach. Okay. Or if you think jalebi is bad, expecting nothing in return. That we talk about kids, don't expect anything. Right? But the real definition of, I found it amazing in Nishkama Karma. Drashta anushravika vitrishnasya vashikara samnya vairagyam. Drashta, that which you see. Right? Moment you see something, you get, right? Like some neighbor looks at another neighbor buying a new car. As soon as the wife will come and say, Sunte ho ji, usne naya Mercedes kharid liya. Right? Drashta, as soon as you see. Anushravika. Right? You hear. Hey, he got Bitcoin, he had bought for $500, now it's 100,000. So what? He made so much money. Anushravika. Why didn't I make? What am I doing? Right? Drishta Anushravika. So those things which you see and those things which you hear, Vitrashnasya Vashikar Samnya. And when you see others enjoying different things, experience, Vitrashnasya, you experience others also. Look, he is so happy, he has that new house he bought, new this, you know. So, with Drishta Anushravika Vitrashnasya Vashikara Samnya, when you are able to internalize, control, we don't need, right? You completely give up on that. Literally give up. I am not interested. You don't go into, you come to the point, like when Prabhupada asked Vishnujan Maharaj, Vishnujan Maharaj asked Prabhupada, when he was about to take sannyas, he said, what is the meaning of sannyasa? You know what Prabhupada said? By the way, the Sanskrit expansion of the word sannyasa is samyak nyasa iti sannyasa. Okay? He said, no regrets. It was so profound, right? No regrets. You have no regrets. Right? I quit gulab jamun. No regrets. I couldn't eat it anyway. Right? So, you quit something, but you have no regrets. Or you are forced to quit something, but you have no regrets. That's what it's meant to be. So, Vairagya. So, you should need to have both. And I really saw Vairagya begins with your food. If you are very clear in your head what you need to eat, what you don't need to eat, when you need to fast, you need to fast. Right? If you are able to control that aspect completely, isn't it something amazing? Right? And you can fast at will. You are eating on the clock. You are very clear. Your routine is very good. You are able to sit down and chant when you want. Right? In a state of buddhi. So that is Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasa means you can do what you have to do. Vairagya means you can keep away from things that you need not do. So that is success. If you in your life, if you are able to adapt these two qualities without criticizing, despising and self-improving, that is success. Right? So Ayurveda gives you that. Your pulse checking, understanding your imbalance, understanding your drawbacks, making the plan to go over how I can overcome this, having a diet plan, having an exercise plan, and becoming very efficient. Right? So, just coming back quickly, so some of you asked, can I introduce you to the products? So, as we we'll do a few mudras. Somebody asked before I introduce the product. So how many have problems sleeping? Nobody? All right. This is a well-slept group. Not sleep. Sleeping. Right. How, if you take more than 5 minutes, it's a problem.
It's not the problem of sleeping, but whenever I want to sleep, I have to sleep. So I need, within less time I have to sleep. I should get sleep. So any tips or?
Yeah. So let's do some basic couple of mudras which will help you. Concentration also, sleeping also. So let's do. So first is Jnana Mudra. Okay? So Jnana Mudra means the knowledge gesture. So connect the thumb and the index finger. Okay. Now, how many of you feel the pulse? I can immediately feel the pulse if you connect. You see? Okay. How many of you have gotten? Just raise your hand. Got the pulse already? Okay. Huh? One hand, yeah. So you are half alive. Yeah, okay. So, if you get the pulse, actually your breathing will also ease in a few seconds. If you get the pulse, now take a few deep breaths. You can keep the hands down on the legs, same mudra, but you are keeping it on the thighs. Relax your breath. Now, if you just focus on the pulse, you will feel both your temples also. The pulse on both sides of your temples. Temples. Oh, both sides of the temple. Temple. What is it? How to find pulse. So if you connect the top of the tip to the top of the tip here, okay? Some people, my fingers are pretty lean, so I get the pulse very quickly. Some of you might have thick fingers, so you might have to press a little bit. But otherwise, just by some medium, like for me, if I press this much, like a little bit firm, I immediately start feeling the pulse. Some of you may take a little bit of time, but if you focus, you will get it. Huh? You feel like a heartbeat. How many of you got it? You got it, right? You feel it, right? Continuous, like a heartbeat. And then you feel that your body begins to go relaxed. And that is what yogis do. When you do asana, pranayama, bandha, mudra, that is the sequence. So your mudra becomes fully effective when you have practiced asana, pranayama and then bandha. Okay. Now the thing is, if you get this mudra right, this finger, index finger is the air, vayu. Middle finger is ether. This ring finger is earth, little finger is water, and the thumb is fire. I wrote a whole book on this. You can find it on Amazon. It's called Healing Mudras by GauraNataraja. You can find it. Okay. This whole thing I have explained. Now this, what I started doing is, once I started feeling this pulse, I started feeling on both sides of the brain, I started to feel very relaxed. Then when I would lie down, I would do this same. And within 10 minutes I would be asleep. Now I don't need it as much. But I would immediately, within 10 minutes, like even if you are fully awake, but if you do this mudra nicely, you need a few days practice, I would immediately fall asleep. And I wouldn't even know when I fell asleep. So this Jnana Mudra is very, very beneficial. Okay? Now, if you have problem with ringing in the ears, so then you do the middle finger. Same pulse. Okay? Because this controls this sound, Akasha Mudra. Alright? Next one is earth. So if you have injuries, one devotee lady, her doctor was removing her tooth, so she had a hairline fracture. So she said, doctor said surgery. But she said, can I try something? So I told her, do earth mudra, it heals all the wounds. So she did this like almost 2 hours every day. And she did not have to go for surgery. So this heals the earth. So each one of them heals one element. And the last one is the water. I call it Las Vegas Mudra. Because Las Vegas is so dry. Maybe Phoenix is also dry, huh? Because it's a... So you do this. So this is Varuna Mudra. So this improves the moisture content in the body. The little finger. Okay? Now as soon as I did this, I already feel light. Just by... Because I practice it every day. Every day if you do it for a few seconds also, like a few minutes, like a couple of minutes each finger, your body begins to feel light. Because all the 5 elements begin to balance. Next, one mudra I will teach you which is very important. Okay, I found it very important because other day when I had the infection, like I told you, somehow the blood pressure also went up because of the infection. And it was very high. So one mudra, like it prevents, even if you have high blood pressure, it lowers the pressure and it prevents your heart attack. So that is called Apana Mudra. Apana and Apana Vayu. So Apana Mudra is like this. Okay? So this mudra, so even if you have constipation, this is very good. Okay? So Apana Mudra, I did not realize, but even for diabetes this is very good. Because in the pranic science, the Apana Vayu goes downward, right? But if you have a lot of stress if you don't sleep well, the apana vayu comes up. So that is why you feel bloated, because the food is not going down. Okay? To put the apana vayu back in its place, you do apana mudra. You can keep it on the legs down, like this, downward. 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. So based on if you have bloating, constipation, heaviness. I found when I had that infection and high blood pressure, I started doing the next one, apana mudra. The more advanced version is apana vayu, where you close the index finger. Okay? So when you close the index finger, this is even more effective. This is called Hridaya Mudra. Hridaya Mudra, it is preventative for heart attacks. If you do this mudra every day, like I have seen mudra practitioners, people who have had one heart attack, once they went to the mudra practitioner and they learnt this, they never had another heart attack. Because those who have one heart attack, you are always prone to another one. So this prevents. So because it was the high blood pressure and I had the eye infection, my blood pressure somehow went up 190 or something like that. It's a very high chance of a stroke. So after doing this mudra, it came back down. It was so powerful. This one mudra. Two things happened. Once your body, when it's infected, when the stress goes high, it raises pressure. But when you do this, I found one thing. Your body becomes heavy and you fall asleep. Okay? So the Jnana Mudra and this one. Because when you are highly stressed also, you can't sleep. When you are highly stressed, your apana vayu goes up. So your belly comes out. You are always, like constipation, gas, all these things. So the apana vayu mudra is very, very beneficial. Jnana Mudra and apana vayu mudra. Both. So you have to see which one. Yeah, IBP, it's very good. Okay. Then another thing you could do, if you have constipation, high BP also, you could apply castor oil on your belly at night when you sleep. Okay? Castor oil, or you can also apply ashwagandha ghee. That also reduces blood pressure, constipation, all these things. Okay? Okay, so when I developed all these health issues, so then we started developing these products. So the first thing we came up was in Ayurveda, to digest your belly, to improve your digestion. So we have that red colored ghee, so that is called as the Trikatu. So that has ginger, long pepper, black pepper. This mixture is called Trikatu. Okay? Like I told you, when you put any herb into the ghee, the ghee delivers it to the blood cells directly. So if you have weak digestion, mandagni, slow digestion, or even constipation, for that the Trikatu is very beneficial, because the ginger improves your digestion and the ghee improves the gut bacteria. Any of our ghee, so me and my wife make it on a full moon day. It takes 4 hours to make each ghee. So we are dealing with like 8-9 pots, like at this we are stirring continuously for 5-6 hours. Literally we let it overnight and then we fill it. So it's a whole process. And we do it ourselves. Okay. So the next ghee we built up was with the amazing gut bacteria is the Brahmi ghee. Like I told you, one of my PhD colleague, he started giving it to the autistic kids, and he has now published a paper of Brahmi ghee. You can find it all on PubMed. If you search PubMed, Brahmi is very beneficial for the brain, and even as you age, it slows down aging, it improves your brain health, improves your gut health. For kids, it's the best, the Brahmi ghee. Then the other ghee we have is Panchakola. So Panchakola is 5 herbs, Pancha. It's not like Coca-Cola. It's Panchakola. Okay. So this is especially for ladies. Okay. to improve their digestion. And if you have had pregnancy or just what is it?
Panchagana is one of the main keys of Panchagana therapies. It's excellent for postpartum and it's excellent for detoxing the organ system of the body.
Right.
Gallbladders, spleen, and even the organs.
So when we do what we do is we do analysis, Ayurvedic analysis, and we give you a diet plan, and we also give you a detox plan. So in the detox plan, we use mostly the Panchakola ghee or the Brahmi ghee to detox. So if you have acidic body, then Brahmi ghee is the best. If you have overweight, then we use Panchakola ghee. Okay, and the teas you will find Pitta tea, Vata tea, Kapha tea. If you have toxins, Vata toxins in the body, aches and pains, so then the Vata tea is the best. Ashwagandha ghee is the best. Okay, the aches and pains will reduce. If you have Pitta, if you have acidity and everything, then the Pitta tea is the best. First thing in the morning. Okay, it reduces your, very good for anger too. Okay, it reduces your Pitta. Then the Kapha tea, if you have excess belly fat, belly weight and everything, or overall heaviness, so then the Kapha tea is the best. And we have regular that ghee as well, but this is very high cultured ghee. So everyone likes our taste, not our price, but we'll give some discount. Okay, but this is the way we run, because these are very high quality products that we make, and organic. Yeah, we have next month we are getting the organic certification as well, because it's all organic. We just have to do the certification process, that's all. So that's how it's. So that is mostly our products, and we have one tea to improve your gut health, so that is the barley saffron tea. Okay, and we have a coffee alternative called the Ashwagandha latte. Okay, it tastes like coffee, little of it Ayurvedic, but if you are not diabetic, you can add little maple syrup, milk, water, and it will taste just like coffee. Alright? Yeah. Honey. Honey is good. Honey overall is good, but if you are a pre-diabetic, diabetic, honey is not recommended. Okay? And make sure you get the original honey. Okay, most of the honey has a lot of sugar water. Huh? Huh? What is that? Alternative for tea. Okay, I heard alternate for tea. Alternative for tea. The barley saffron, gut health tea. That is very good. That is amazing. And she made the recipe herself. So it is barley, it improves your gut health. But it's an amazing tea. It's a bit thick, so you need very little of that powder. So 1 cup runs a long time. Improves your digestion also. So it's a very good one. And none of these have caffeine. So, okay. All right.
Is there any good mudras while chanting to improve our chanting?
Yeah. Jnana mudra on the left hand, it will benefit you. So, left hand, if you keep on Jnana mudra, right hand you can chant. You can even do Akasha mudra. So, that is the easiest and the best mudra when you sit to chant. Okay.
Also, Prabhuji, can you please explain about Brahma Muhurta, because the sunrise time changes. So, if the Brahma Muhurta time also changes?
1.5 hours from sunrise, 1.5 hours before.
So, let's say sunrise is nowadays like 6:30 or 7. So, what's the Brahma?
5:30 to 7. Exactly at sunrise time, 1.5 hours before that. Coconut oil. Sunflower. See, the thing is, these all don't have much prana. Okay? The thing is, Ayurveda doesn't recommend. They also cause imbalance in dosha. Okay? So these oils, ghee keeps all the doshas in balance and also gives you nourishment. But all the other oils, like Kachigani oil and all these other oils, they cause some level of dosha imbalance. Okay? Alright.
These can be used for cooking.
I mean, in the sense, what I do is not like to burst the, mustard, like that. But when cooking, you can add it on top. That's how we use it. Because we already.
Only ghee that you can slightly use for saute is 3 to 2, and it is, that is also prescribed when somebody has cholesterol. So because 3 to 2 is for diabetic. But all of them are highly medicated with them. The plain one is meant for cooking and a blind, because like even skin and everything. But all the other 4 are medicated and they are used for like how we classify this into the doshas, is how you can use it.
Yeah. So what I do is, once you saute vegetables, like at the very end, I put the Brahmi ghee. So it, like on top. So it, in the pan itself, so it nicely spreads and then I get that taste as well, because Brahmi ghee is very tasty. Yeah. Saute usually our plain ghee, or I use coconut oil, one of the two. What is it? I have a file. I'll send you. Yeah, once you buy. Huh? See, olive oil. The problem is 90% of the olive oil in the market is duplicate. Many places. Okay. Although olive oil is considered good, but the problem is most of the oil is duplicate. Yeah.
USDA organic cold pressed olive oil, which will also taste and smell like olive, is good for salad dressing and cold. Like you don't want to cook in it. It's not, especially the kind of cooking we do, Indian, Mediterranean, Asian cooking. Yes. So the olive oil, USDA organic cold pressed is good, but olive oil is not meant for high heat cooking. 400 and 500, and that's how most of our Indian dishes are. So they are good for light cooking, or you can use as salad dressing, but don't cook in olive oil. Yeah.
No, you need oil.
You
Remember
need good
one
oil.
thing.
Yeah.
That no oil is also not a good thing.
Yes.
Because body, mostly you have lubrication.
Yeah.
All your nerves is all fat. You need lubrication, otherwise your body will become dry.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, like you can start with coconut oil and then you can end with the ghee, like add ghee on top. So that's what we do. But sometimes we cook directly in ghee also and then add the medicated ghee on the top. Yeah. Yeah, that is also an option.
yes.
Yeah, but only coconut or sesame oil. Mustard oil is very heating.
Mustard oil is heating and only indicated with an Ayurvedic practitioner that you have high sluggishness and heavy kapha imbalances. They will be used in like massages and preparations, but not, generally it's not recommended for everybody. Mustard oil is heating. It's very warming, and you can do it in winter season. Gentle oil massages are done to keep away off the cold and cough, but it's not something that throughout the year you will cook in.
Your anger will increase.
Yeah. So basically, modern lifestyle says no oil inside and outside. Ayurveda is opposite. Oil oleate internally and externally, and that's how you keep all the organs oleated and healthy and functioning very well.
In what? Yeah. The Apana Mudra is very good. Apana Mudra, there's one mudra which is used in deity worship also. It is the Surabhi Mudra to balance all the doshas. So my whole book is there. You can see all those are there. But the Surabhi Mudra, everybody hold like this. Okay, now, so separate the top index and middle finger. Okay, now exchange them. Means the middle finger of the right hand touches the index finger of the left hand. Okay, and the index finger of the right hand touches the middle finger of the left hand. Okay. Okay, so you hold it here. Then you are left with ring finger and little finger of both hands. Now little finger and ring finger you touch, and little finger and ring finger. Exchange them. Okay? This is, in fact, if any of you are Brahmin initiated, this is used in deity worship. Ah, right, you got it. This is the best mudra to balance kapha, pitta, vata, all three. No, just the. Now, everybody got it? Okay, so two fingers, okay? Exchange these two. Okay? This middle finger, index finger, middle finger, okay? Then similarly do this one. So the little finger, ring finger, little finger, ring finger. Yes.
This is how you do worship, deity worship?
Also, Surabhi Mudra.
Confused what you
Huh?
what would be confused like
This is called that Gaumukhi. Surabhi. Now, here's the thing. In this mudra, I did one video on this mudra. It has a lot of views. And then what I found was, if you touch the thumb to the base of the ring finger, okay? If you touch the thumb to the base of the ring finger, it overcomes all breathing issues. So one lady taught it to her COVID patients, and they found that their breathing opened up. Huh? So your ring finger touches the little finger. Ring finger, little finger. Huh? Thumb touches the middle finger. Sorry, thumb touches, thumb, oh, correct, at the base of the ring finger. Same hand. Alright. Let me teach you one easy mudra. Okay? Very easy mudra to get rid of all toxins. Huh? Pranayam. Okay. First, let me teach one easy mudra. So it is called Vishahara mudra. If you want to detox your body fully, so below the ring finger, touch the thumb. Very easy. That's it. Very simple. Okay? If you do this long enough, this is called as Vishahara mudra. How long? I would say 15-20 minutes if you hold. Or if you hold longer, this will detox the body. Even heavy metal toxins will go.
when you do all of these mudras in a non-sitting position,
Yeah.
walking, sleeping,
Mudras are beneficial even if you are walking, sitting, everything. Yeah, office meetings also you can do. You can do Jnana Mudra sitting down. Nobody will notice. But you are in a state of meditation. Right? Okay. Huh? Teach some pranayam or all pranayam. Okay. Okay. Now here's the thing. There is simple pranayam and there is difficult pranayam. Okay?
should do?
No, these are generally very good. Okay. Let me show you one video.
This pranayama can help fix many health issues, including high blood pressure, high blood sugars, and even thyroid issues. Basically, most of the digestive issues. To practice this pranayama, you can sit in any comfortable pose, but the most recommended pose is the lotus pose. After practicing postures for at least 40 minutes, sit with your back straight, and then the most important part about this technique is to lock the lower abdomen. When you lock the lower abdomen, all the lower organs, they get squeezed, they get massaged, and they get stronger. Now when you hold them in and you breathe in, opening up your diaphragm, the lower abdomen is still in, and then you lock the neck, and this is called Jalandhara Bandha. The air is trapped here, and this trapped air moves the Samanavata, the fire of digestion, and burns all the impurities. Once you are able to hold this long enough, and then you slowly breathe out, and then breathe in, lower abdomen in, diaphragm fully open, and hold. And then fully breathe out. If you are able to practice this 51 cycles at least, you can slowly enter into a state of meditation because your body, mind, digestion are all purified. Stay tuned for more.
This was a reel I recorded. So, here's the thing. In Uddhava Gita, okay, Krishna talks about Anuloma Viloma Pranayama. Okay, Anuloma Viloma. So basically what happens is, I told you in my 4th semester, I explained yesterday, right? In my 4th semester of my master's degree in yoga, so we did this for 3 months. Okay, what we did was, first of all, you need to sit in lotus pose or any perfect sitting pose if you want to do real pranayama. Otherwise, you can breathe in, breathe out, easy. Okay, or you can just breathe in. So main thing is you have to use your kantha, throat. Okay, so when you use the throat, what happens? You are breathing. So this is called Ujjayi breathing. You see the depth of the breathing? So basically, you are breathing through the nose only, but you are focusing deep in your throat. So I breathed in, I am holding, and then exhale is more than inhale. Okay? Can you try the Ujjayi breath? Okay, breathe in. Hold. Now breathe out. Alright, breathe in. Hold. Now breathe out. No, diaphragm. That's what I showed in the video. If you breathe belly breathing, then the belly becomes loose. But I am trying to open up my diaphragm. So you can pull the belly slightly in, the lower abdominal area, and open up the diaphragm. You see this part, ye diaphragm. Okay? Breathe in. Open up your diaphragm. Hold. Do you see? Let's do it for 3 more minutes. Breathe in. So actually when I breathe in, I open up the diaphragm. Actually body back becomes straighter. Your diaphragm opens up, belly goes in actually. Hold. Alright, breathe in. Open up diaphragm, belly in, hold. Now breathe out. Do you feel the breath in the throat? Breathe in. Hold. One more time, breathe in. Hold. How do you feel? Relaxed? If you have a fight, this is very good. Before and after. It will calm down the fight. Okay. Sundari? Post. Sundari, can you give me your phone? So I also recorded my Gayatri chanting, so similar video, same but without the explanation. Here. Here, okay. Okay, here. If you look at it, this is the actual Gayatri chanting that I recorded. So after you breathe in, you hold it down, but you have to do it on an empty stomach. So you can see, right? So I'm holding the breath, but mentally I'm chanting. The duration of my hold with the bandha, with this lock and this lock, is the actual Gayatri mantra. The duration of the Gayatri mantra. So when you do this, when I hold, it actually makes you sweat. There was one pose, for example, like yesterday you saw, right? Me putting the legs here, right? But there was one pose when you stand, you stretch your leg, you hold your toe, and you are standing on one leg basically, and then you move the leg to the side. I could do it, but I could never balance. But after I did this, after I started doing Gayatri like this, it's been just like a few weeks. But the entire balance has changed because your entire balance of the legs depends on your abdomen. If your abdomen is strong, your core is strong, then you can balance the whole body and legs. So, this is how you actually chant if you look at in Uddhava Gita, In Uddhava Gita, he talks about Anulom Vilom Pranayam. So Anulom Vilom, you do the same. See, but this you cannot do this bandha. What I taught you was the basic breathing technique. Now you can't do the bandha today. Right? Once you ate too much, your left nostril is heavy. Okay. But the most important thing is you need asana for a few weeks or a month. You need a asana so that this area is stronger. Okay? And when your abdomen is stronger, actually it is said if one can master this pranayam, all his past karma can be got rid of. Because all your previous life, all thoughts and karma, they reside in your abdomen, it is said. The mind extends here. Okay? So, what Krishna teaches him is you breathe in, Anulom Vilom, left nostril in, hold. So, right, in, hold, mantra, full mantra, then out, then hold, then mantra. Then inhale, hold, mantra, exhale, hold, mantra. So left to right to left is one full cycle. So this is called Anulom Vilom Pranayam. So Krishna explains to Uddhava, if you master this and purify all your channels, and I have experienced this before, but then got into too many things. But now that I am getting back, the mantra actually flows in your mind. The mantra can really, and actually when your channels are fully purified and only the mantra enters, right? Then you only hear that sound, no other sound, right? When you chant, you want to hear only the mantra, correct? You don't want to hear everything else, any other thought. So, interestingly, in yoga, it is called Kevala Kumbhaka. Kevala Kumbhaka means all your thoughts are silenced. Kevala Kumbhaka. Kumbhaka means holding the breath. In chanting, in mantra chanting, it is called Ananya. We call Ananya Bhakti. Na Anya, no other. Only thought of Krishna. Right? So in both cases, discipline, purifying the channels are very beneficial. Okay? But for that, you really need to practice asana for some time, which is good for physical health and good for mental health as well. In fact, I was surprised to find in 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, Prabhupada explains in the purport, Ashtanga Yoga is a Vaishnava practice and the goal is to meditate on Lord Vishnu. So I framed it. When Prabhupada explains, see the thing is one should know how you can connect it to how the real essence is. Because this is Kali Yuga, you see, we are called Adhikari, right? We are Adhikari. Adhikari means you have Adhikar. You have the opportunity to do that. So once you take shelter of Guru, you become Adhikari. You get the Adhikar to chant. Right? In Kali Yuga, we don't have any Adhikar. So I asked Gopi Parandan Prabhu, so what happens to Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga? He said, once you become an Adhikari, under the auspices of the holy name, all other yogic sciences can be practiced which are beneficial for worshipping Narayana. That's it. So if you understand that everything is meant to worship and remember Narayana, then that science is very, very beneficial. Okay? Alright. So that's about the pranayam. Okay? To get this bandha right, it took me many months, many years of practice. And now I am able to do it consistently. But the changes in the body that I am seeing right now is very rapid, is very fast. The advanced pranayama changes your body to youthful very fast. Like it is the best anti-aging practice. Right? Anti-aging practice. Like if you are what? So, you may look younger than your age. Right? So that way. So, alright. So any other comments, questions? Huh? Breakfast. Huh? Alright, let me tell you how I do my routine. So basically, morning when I wake up, like maybe 4:30, right? You go to the bathroom, you take a shower. After you shower, everything I have, because I need to detox, I either have the first thing I have is the probiotics, okay? So probiotics, and then we have little nuts, soaked nuts, overnight soaked nuts, okay? Then I have the barley gut health tea, okay? Yeah, so gut health tea, morning. So instead of coffee, I either have the barley tea or I have the ashwagandha latte, one of the two. I have it with Brahmi ghee, because first thing, the ghee in the morning improves your gut bacteria. Then I do my 1.5 hour yoga and pranayam. Okay? And then I have milk. Okay? Milk with ghee again. And I add some chia to it. Then I do my chanting. Chanting 1.5 hours. So by the time it's already 7:30, 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock, some nuts. And basically that milk itself becomes a full breakfast. Okay. If I don't have milk, then I have nuts and some fruits. Because the best time to eat fruits is in the morning. Okay. Now depends, like pears are good, apples are good. Okay, don't have banana, pineapple, they are very high in sugar. Okay. Berries are good. Okay, berries are good. Then you go for lunch. Fruits, dry fruits are the best breakfast for the mornings. Okay. Then one good lunch, more protein and fat. So plenty of ghee. I have at least 4 to 5 spoons of ghee in lunch. Okay. Brahmi. And then after lunch, then evening dinner. So dinner is usually something very light. So mostly for lunch, I don't have rice or chapati. She makes sometimes barley roti or jowar roti or millet or quinoa. So this is one of the things. Along with that, some chickpea salad or different thing. So night it's mostly salads and soups. That's it. With the ghee. Again 2 spoons of ashwagandha ghee. So in this way you eat something very balanced with each meal. Okay. I tried fasting at night, but sometimes it can increase vata, especially when you are doing such a long yoga practice. So you need something. So sometimes just some soaked pistachio, some light salad, and some ginger tea, something like that. So something very light at night, and that's it. So with the ghee, I mostly get with the milk, I get all the protein that is needed. And with the ghee, you get all the fat that is needed. Basically, with the herbs, I take the Brahmi ghee. So Brahmi is there. Ours is very highly concentrated. So it's very beneficial. With every spoon, you will see the benefit. So ashwagandha. So in your day, if you get Brahmi, ashwagandha, and even that Panchakola has so many wonderful herbs. So you just get some of those, then your daily routine is there. So my book is about to be released like as soon as my clinical trial starts in January. So we are starting the recruitment. I was just waiting for this trip. So as soon as I go back, so we will start the recruitment drive for those who are pre-diabetics. We already have about 12. We need about 40, 45 more people. And then by mid-January, we are starting the trial. So in between, we are doing a lot of consultations, all these different things. So basically, the ghee does nourishing as well as the detoxing, both at the same time. So your gut is completely detoxed and rejuvenated. Okay. So in this way, I can, my only question was, am I getting the full nourishment? Now another thing is, only food will not help you. Remember that. Only food with no exercise doesn't develop the muscle. Okay? pranic movement. Body is meant for movement. All scientific studies have shown body is meant for movement. Right? Only pythons are born to be lazy. Okay? But humans are meant to move. The more you sit down, the more you become lazy. Or those who don't exercise, just try to control with food. Remember, even a slight pre-diabetes does enough damage to your muscles. Okay? Your muscles are damaged. Sometimes the recovery takes many years. So don't neglect it. Even with age, your muscle mass is reduced. So exercise no matter what your age. Prabhupada used to walk. Because Prabhupada hardly slept, but he walked 1.5 to 2 hours. Then scientifically it is proven that if you don't sleep well, 1.5 hours of walk will compensate. But Prabhupada was transcendental, you can't compare. But he had massage. So you do either exercise or massage. 1.5 hours of massage Prabhupada had every day. So either you exercise an hour or you take massage 1.5 hours. Like I do yoga, I recommend yoga. Heavy exercise is not until you are trained and So yoga is like I would say heavy exercise is also your body might not be able to take. So that way. Okay? Alright. Any final comments, questions? So our products, we have some discount as well. So usually the prices are 57, so we are giving some discount. And those who would like to, for ladies, those who would like to consult or speak to, you can speak to Sundari. And if anybody, we can do some Nadi Pariksha if we have enough time. So we'll see with that. Okay, how it goes. Okay.
Yesterday you said fruits are meant to eat directly, you don't make it juice. So
right.
Can we make a shake, something like that?
Shake.
Like smoothie.
Smoothie. We used to do that. In our first book we have a lot of smoothies.
Okay.
But then I realized that the glycemic index goes super high. After that book sold so many copies.
Because kids usually don't like some fruits, they don't want
For
to
kids
eat.
it's good.
It's for kids, okay.
For kids it's good.
So what you suggest, what we should can add in that, like some honey and some nuts and in that we can add?
Nuts you can add. For kids you can add honey
And for
also.
us, for me, can I do the same or no?
I mean, if you are not diabetic or pre-diabetic, you are fine.
I am nothing, I am fine.
Yeah. So then you can have. But only once a day.
Yeah, once a day, of course,
Yeah.
in the morning.
Okay. All right. Hare Krishna. Oh, yogurt, yeah. Yogurt is good, but not with sugar. Yogurt is good during lunch. It has probiotics. Buttermilk is even better. Oh, and one quick announcement. If anybody interested in the pre-diabetic trial also, please contact me. I'll send you a form to sign up. Okay? Thank you. I need your blood test report, HbA1c. All right. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So big round of applause for Prabhu, he did, and Mataji. And tomorrow, don't forget Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your help and taking care of all the Matajis here. And Prabhu, wonderful sessions, really appreciate it. And don't forget, tomorrow we have Nourishing the Soul from with the help of wisdom from the Gita. So please join us tomorrow. The Aarti is at 5 o'clock. And the class is from 5:30 to 6:30. And then we still have products available for sale and for consultation. And if anybody wants to participate in the clinical trials that begin in January, please get the forms from them. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.